okay, like every day I'm going to get to do this. And when I'm skating, I feel like I'm flying. Like I just feel so free. It's kind of like the sensation and feeling that I also get when I ride motorcycles. It's just like that stress and weight of everything of the world. It's just like, I don't have to think about anything. I'm just like, it's just me and the skates, and we're out there. I was even skating more at nighttime. Like usually I would never like really be skating at nighttime, but the 365, I'd be like, oh, I got these wheels that light up. I want to go outside. And I'd be like,
I was getting up early.
Yeah.
And I was like, who's this bitch? I'm out at like Mansfield Skatepark at 7:30 a.m. because I had to work later and I wouldn't be able to skate if I didn't get up early. And I'm out there skating, literally being like, who am I? Like, my mom is like, what? You're outside? I'm like, I'm exercising.
Welcome to the next episode. I'm Paula.
And I'm Jen.
And we are the Ribbit Skaters. So how's it going?
It's going okay. How are you?
I'm doing good.
You drove from Worcester to get here tonight?
Yes, I did. It was kind of spooky and eerie.
Ooh, yes. Getting that fall feeling.
There was this car in front of me that had the license plate ICU.
No, it did not.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, you see me? And I was like, all right. And then later on, as I got off the exit, Franklin, to get here to you, again, I see another car with ICU. But it had the different numbers.
Weird.
Yeah, but it had like a purple light around the license plate. That was kind of cool.
Oh, yeah, I need that. That's
and
cool.
I tried to take a picture. I don't know if it came out. We'll see. I'll show it to you later.
My friend Lauren sent me a text today with a picture of a motorcycle that was parked in front of her house that had a princess sticker, and the license plate was just Hags.
What?
Hags.
Oh my gosh, we need to post that up here.
She was like,
post
I'm only a little annoyed that it's not yours. And I was like, same. I wish that was mine. What? Like, definitely need Hags, the license plate. It's in Allston, so it could potentially
We're going to have to hunt you down. We're coming for you. We're coming for you, okay?
Have you been skating?
Yes. This weekend was epic. On Saturday, I went to New Hampshire, to Nashua, to Brie's Boutique, and I got some killer stuff. I got, actually, like I show you on my skates, let me pull them up right here, because I just so happen to have them here with me, all the time. Oh. So I'm not doing anything crazy yet, but I was so excited, just went ahead and got an upgrade on them.
Oh, sick! Yeah. Oh, and you got the black ones.
Yeah.
Goth, love it. That's awesome.
And then I don't know what these things are called. The stuff on the inside, she said
bushings.
Yeah, the yellow
bushings.
Yeah, okay, bushings.
I think.
Are these bushings? We'll know. Tell us in the comments.
Call
it's okay.
us.
Call us out.
Call our hotline. 1-800-SKATE-HAGS.
But I like that they're yellow. I was like, oh, okay, okay. So like she was showing me how like it moves,
Yeah.
So I was
different, like hardness levels. Some of them are softer.
So I like the setup. It's very beautiful. I'm in love with it. And just to start getting used to the weight, building that muscle.
It is kind of heavy, right, with the bones.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I'm super excited. I got these at Brie's Boutique. It was awesome. I used the Skate Hags discount code.
Oh, yeah, Hags 10. Yeah, you can use it 10. Too, online or in person.
And after that, I went and hit up Nashua's Skatepark.
Okay, so that's like a flow bowl.
Yes, a flow bowl with volcanoes in it.
Flow bowl. Yeah, I've been there. That's a fun spot. Was it busy?
It was just a few scooter kids. Those scooter kids are always out there.
Gotta love them. God bless those scooter kids.
Yeah, they're always out there.
The next generation. Dawn, dusk, middle of the night.
Yeah.
Scooter.
Yeah, they were they're gnarly too. They were like, get out of my way, I'm coming through, lady.
I was like, they gotta do the little flip move that they all do. Love them.
So cute.
No hate on the scooter boys, scooter kids.
And yeah, it was really cool. I didn't even know those things were called volcanoes until I had to go research. I was like, I need to know more about this park after I ended up doing the what is it, the knees and the elbow slide that you taught me. Yeah, that's the way I ended up sliding in.
Where you go down the side of the bowl in on all of your pads. So you're wrist guards, elbows, and knees, and you can just slide right down. You leave a nice little trail of plastic down the side of the ramp. It's
that was nice.
Better. It's easier than ripping up your butt pads.
Yes, yeah. So I did that because there was no other way. There's no other way to get in. It's either that or you drop in. Yeah. So I was like, I'm not dropping in yet. So I was like, I'm just gonna do that. Michael was there with me, so that was interesting. But you know, he was just like, this is dangerous.
It is kind of scary that particular park. It's a flow bowl, so it's like really open concept, and you really have to do a lot of like scanning and being like, all right, I'm gonna go, like, is he gonna go? It looks like he might go. And then you kind of also have to be like, all right, I'm going, because if you just wait, they'll go. All those scooter kids and skaters, everybody who's been there before, they're just gonna go. So you have to commit.
Oh yeah.
And then launch. Yeah. And get in there.
Because
it's true. They won't let you go. You know.
They will. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I mean, some dudes. Some of the people will. Some people will be like, no, go ahead. You know. But then the pressure's on, and you're like, I'm not very good at this. Like, don't watch.
Well, and then it's all concrete.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, I mean, it's all concrete. And then we went and checked out the two bowl. I actually skated with Brie. She's awesome. And there's these two big giant bowls. She ended up going in one of them, which was so cool.
They're steep too. Yeah. Like, I was there. One of those bowls is very tight.
Yeah, very tight. Yeah. Well, it was lots of fun though. Lots of fun. Yeah. That was at Nashua, New Hampshire skate park. Super cool.
I went there really early. I went there at like 9 a.m. because I was like, I just knew that I really needed to be like not worrying about like BMX spikes flying out of nowhere. It was just me and like a shirtless old guy. Shout out to that shirtless old guy. And he was super chill and nice, and I was able to like feel it out, you know. Nice. But honestly, I don't know if I would want to go back like when it was busy. Like, I feel like it was terrifying. So that's dope that you got to go there. And I love Brie's Boutique too. I went to Hag Night. I missed you at Hag Night on Monday, so that's when I was skating, and it was Dolls Night, so we were all dressed up. I was dressed up like a Barbie. Maybe I'll insert a little pic here of my outfit.
Yeah, do it. What do you think? Leave a comment.
Rate my fit, but please be nice. I am a Pisces. Yes, and Hag Night is always sick. I love Hag Night. And for those of you listening who don't know, which would probably be no one, I would imagine, but if you are listening to this and you don't know what Hag Night is, it is our weekly skate meetup in Allston, Mass, which is outside of Boston. Or actually, no, I'm sorry, it is a part of Boston. We meet at the pump track, which is, I don't know, what is a pump track for those who don't know? It's like
you're going up and down, up and down. You're pumping it.
Use the pump, and it's kind of like a little track. Yeah, you pump and it's track. You know what it is now. But seriously, I don't know. I'll put a picture of that up too. It's kind of hard to explain if you don't know what it is. I don't know. It's basically just like a cool run that you can do on wheels.
Yeah, maybe we'll put it in here.
Yeah,
in here,
somewhere.
Yeah.
Here. Enjoy our editing skills. We're amazing. And what else did I do? I guess that's it. I don't know. Oh, one more thing in hot news is that the Waltham Skatepark is getting a redo.
Oh, what?
Yes. So Jen McMahon, my BFF, lives in Waltham, right on the town line, and there's a skate park really close to her house. And it's been in pretty rough shape for a long time. Like, we've had some meetups there, and it's like grim, you know, like just cracked. Everything's cracked, and then everything's been repaired by like skaters 100 times. So there's like all this like concrete like bits everywhere and broken glass, and it's just rough. Yeah. So
I haven't checked it out yet. I'm gonna have to check it out though. So it's kind of like encourages you to want to like jump in because there's so many cracks.
Yeah, well, and it's just like your wheels get stuck on stuff. It's rough. And there's a half pipe there, but it's like super tall and like squished, so the transition is like really like gnarly. It's kind of fun, honestly, in like a grungy, like tough way. Like, I definitely have had fun at that park, but it's tough. So we should go. We could check it out before they redo it.
I'll check it out though. But
we'll wear the pads.
Where's the pads? Yeah.
But that's cool because it's like a little new spot to hit. So moving along, we were going to talk today to you, our listeners, about me and Paula both did the like 365-day skate challenge. So we're going to talk a little bit about our experience today. And just to start things off, Paula, what inspired you to want to do it? Like, what made you think, like, yeah, I want to skate a little bit every single day, and document it,
right,
and share it for 365 days? Because it's kind of weird.
I think it was just seeing like everyone doing it, and it was like, oh, well, you know what, like this is gonna push me more, and to like really like get, you know, as I started roller skating, I just fell in love with it, and I was like, I want to do it every day. And I know I can't do like go to the park every day or go do an hour a day, but the 365, it's like just put them on, even if you're in your house for like 5 minutes, just do it, you know, every day, just do something. And it was really interesting because I could see myself, you know, like thinking about it, like even when I would wake up in the morning, like I'm on this challenge, like I have to do something today. What am I going to do today? And my creative mind would be exploding and be like, oh yeah, I'm going to do this. Even if the weather sucked outside, I would get creative. You could see on my Instagram page, Ripid Skater on there where I had it. And I had so much fun. I got to like learn all different types of techniques, and I was watching all different types of people that were on the 365-day challenge. It was really cool.
Yeah, that's so sick. I feel like you commenting on like the creative mind aspect is so true. Like I didn't really think about it in that way until you said it, but that was definitely a huge part of the fun for me and why I kept going. Like I was able to complete it. And there was definitely times, especially like past the halfway mark, where I was like, like it's getting tough, like, but it was really fun to like think up new funny ways to like get a clip, you know, and like I'd be like scanning, like, oh, we're gonna get a clip. I'll get a clip. Yeah. And like my partner, who is like wonderful and funny and like nice and very supportive of me whenever I have any harebrained schemes, was always like, all right, like where are we gonna get your clip, you know? And I'd be like, all right, I need you to like film for me, or I'd literally be like, we gotta pull over, and like I, of course, I'm sure you were the same, my skates with me 24/7.
Yeah,
always.
Exactly, all the time. Yeah,
never were we separated, because you never know. Never know.
And then like that one day that you were playing the guitar while you were also roller skating, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm like, that's epic. I also have a guitar, and I was like, I'm gonna do that, and I did it, and it was so much fun. I was like, I can do this.
It's so funny. Awesome. You're like, what am I doing right now? This is ridiculous. And I did some like outfit, you know, you did do a lot of outfits, because you know, you're like, hi Instagram, it's me again, day number 297, like, and you're like, I'm like, I'll give him a fit, you know, like, get a cute look at least, and like whatever. And then there was definitely like, I'm wearing sweatbands today, and that's what you get.
That's what you get.
You get what you get, and you don't get upset. Like, not that anyone cares. Like, that's like the other beauty of it, is that after a few months, you're like, I'm not doing this for y'all. Like,
it's
I don't care what if you like this video. I don't care if you comment on this video. If you did, I would be like, oh, so nice. You know, people who are commenting, such like really sweet friends, like coming out of the woodwork to be like, oh my god, Jen, like your videos are so wonderful to see, like it really brightens my day, I love like seeing them every day, you know. And it's like, you're like, oh, like thank you, like at like Lucid Dreaming, you know, like whatever your name is, like some weird ass names. Not Lucid Dreaming, that one's like random, but I feel like it's like, thanks, I eat slugs for breakfast 69. Like, so sweet. And like for me, like getting started, it was pretty similar to what you said also. And I'm sure, I have to believe like a lot of other people have the same experience, where basically I was skating, I was loving it, I was seeing other people do this challenge and like really inspired by their like, you know, creativity and their drive. And I was having trouble motivating to skate, especially if I couldn't block out like a full hour or 2 hours. It would almost be like, oh, I'm just like not gonna skate, you know, like if I couldn't like really give it like a good chunk of the day. But then with 365 skate, you're like, whatever, even if you have 2 minutes, that is enough time. And it kind of just changes your mentality, and a lot of the time you end up skating, of course, like way longer than 2 minutes. And that was a big game changer for me. However, for me, a downside later, and this didn't happen for months, like into the project. It was honestly probably not until like November, because I started January 1st, and so like by November, you know, I'm like whatever 11 months into the project, and it was like around November that I started to like get a little burnt out, And then so like a lot of November and December, which is like so interesting because I'm so close to the end. So you'd think you'd get that like drive of like, but I'm almost done. But instead I felt like I was done and that I was just kind of like going through the motions to like complete the challenge, which is fine. Like whatever, I don't care. But it ended up kind of like giving me, so that right after New Year's when I was done, I like stopped skating for like a couple months because I was just like, oh, okay, that was a lot.
Right.
And also a big problem, well, not problem, but like a big thing was the filming and the editing and the posting. Like I kind of got a little like editing, filming fatigue and like stopped wanting to get clips like at all because I was just like really sick of making reels and making little clips, even though I really did have fun making so many of them. But like in the end, the accumulated project was a little bit of a burnout. And so this whole year now, like it's now, you know, the fall of 2022.
Yeah.
And I have been really minimally skating all year. Yeah. And I believe it is a result of going so hard for 2021. So I feel good about next year. You know, we're going into the fall right now. I'm going to skate. I also adopted a dog. So like I adopted a dog. I also wasn't working last year, like a lot. Like we all like had like pandemic and I like had some job changes and career changes. And there was like a decent chunk of last year where I wasn't working. So that all helps when you're like skating every day.
Right.
And then I adopted a dog and got a new like career. So now my life is very different and busy, but I still love skating, obviously. That's why we're here. I still love Hag Night. I got back to the park and I'm feeling good. Like maybe next year or like, you know, I'm saying next year because like in New England where we live, we're going to have winter. So like that will affect my ability to like rage, you know, to shred.
Yeah.
Hopefully the fall will look good for me. And then my thought is that I'll be in a better place next year with my dog. She'll be able to be left at home more because right now I really have to like be with her a lot. She's a rescue. She's like been traumatized. She's got 3 legs. One of them, she was like shot. So she's just kind of like messed up. She had some pretty severe separation anxiety, whatever, you know. Little doggy. We love her. I'll put a picture up here.
Elvira. She's awesome.
Yeah, she's wonderful. It's just like definitely as it would with anyone, you know, you have a baby, like my friend Paula had a little baby and like
well that's what my experience for me. It was like, you know, I started like you in the beginning of the year in January 1st. And then I find out that I'm pregnant in June. You know, I find out that, well, actually I found out July. I found out in July that I was pregnant. And I was like, okay, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep skating. I ended up actually skating until I was three months into my pregnancy. And I was actually, there's like the last, if you go to my Instagram, I don't know if I posted, maybe I did. I probably did. I have to like look. But anyways, I know like my last thing that I did was me trying to, I don't know what the trick's called, but it's like you put your hands on the floor and you spin your body around.
I don't know what it's called, but it sounds sick.
So, yes, but you know, but I could feel my stomach was starting to touch, like, you know, I was like, oh, my baby's touching.
He's like,
yeah, my baby's like spinning with me. So I was like, okay, maybe this is like time. Like I'm gonna have to take a break. So I ended up having to take a break because of the pregnancy, and I feel like now my baby is 4 months old. Well, 6 months old. It's like now I'm like really, well, I started skating like what, it's been a month now
at least
yeah. So I feel like now like I feel refreshed because I had that break, you know.
Totally. But
you know, it was kind of more like a break, like forced, because it's like, well, you're pregnant, you know. So you know, and I was like, oh yeah, I am pregnant. I'm like, I was very tempted to keep going, but after 3 months, I think that was a good call, you know, for me. So
yeah, yes.
Like how far can I go?
Yeah, you're like trying to like push a baby out while skating. That's kind of badass. I don't know if anyone's done that before, you know what I mean? So I respect it. I don't know, any other thoughts on 365 challenge? Like, what did you like learn about yourself?
What I learned about myself is that I learned that the like I was talking about, like being creative and just like the thought of like waking up every day to be like, I'm gonna get on these skates, and these skates have brought me so much joy. And it's so wild that because of COVID, that's what ended up happening, you know, being quarantined at home, that I was like, oh my gosh, I have this free time. I'm not working. I want to do something. I was like, man, I remember loving skating as a kid. And it just brought so much joy to me. And I was like, I just want to continue to have that feeling. I want to see how far I can go with this. I didn't even know like all these tricks existed, and just being every day, you know, putting it on and just trying, like, you know, you're watching little clips from everybody else and you'll be like, oh, what's that trick called? Like, oh, I'm following this person on here on Instagram and they're doing this. I want to try that, you know? And I would try stuff. I mean, I know how to do like a manual now, you know, like it's just like all these different things that I couldn't do before, you know. And I'm just like I'm impressing myself, and I'm like, oh,
you impress me every day, Paula.
Like,
you're
so
a dynamo.
like,
Everyone that I know that knows you is like, she's amazing.
Oh, thank
you're
you.
incredible. I feel like I learned my like biggest takeaway, and this was a huge life lesson for me, so I'm like really happy to be able to talk about it now. But my biggest takeaway was that it turns out if you just keep trying, you really can do anything.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, I was looking at skaters, you know, pre my 365. So, like, I got my park skates in, like, 2020, and I'm looking at these people doing amazing things in the skate park and thinking, like, wow, like, I would really love to be able to do, like, even just a little bit of that someday, you know? And I'm like, an athletic person to a degree. Like, you know, like I always like I did like weightlifting class in high school, and I was like into gym stuff, but I was also like lazy, and it's kind of complicated, I guess, but I am like an athletic person, so I was like, I can do it, but like how much I can do it, I don't know, you know.
Yeah.
Like, I'm older, I'm like not as flexible as I used to be, like I don't bounce back as easy as I might have when I was younger, you know, like you get hurt, it's like much harder. Plus I have like more of a career, so if I get hurt, it's like could really mess up my shit, you know.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
if I like can't
definitely
work for a month, it's like not good,
right?
Whereas like when I was in my 20s, I'd be like, whatever, you know,
break a boat, do it.
Who cares? So I just really was like so amazed at how it turns out if you just keep practicing and keep trying, like you really can do a lot of things. Not every single thing, you know, I'm not doing aerials, I'm not doing like handstands fully yet, but like I'm doing all sorts of other things that I literally never thought I would do. So
pretty incredible.
That's sick.
Yeah.
And it definitely has inspired me in all other facets of my life, where I'm like basically feel like nothing is impossible to me now.
Yeah.
You know, within reason. And like I just feel like, yeah, if you just go for it and don't give up and keep trying and keep being like, all right, I'm just going to work at it tomorrow again.
Yeah.
Then like you're going to get somewhere cool.
Right.
You know?
And I also loved about 365, it was like, okay, like every day I'm going to get to do this. And when I'm skating, I feel like I'm flying. Like I just feel so free. It's kind of like the sensation and feeling that I also get when I ride motorcycles. It's just like that stress and weight of everything of the world. It's just like, I don't have to think about anything. I'm just like, it's just me and the skates, and we're out there. I was even skating more at nighttime. Like usually I would never like really be skating at nighttime, but the 365, I'd be like, oh, I got these wheels that light up, I want to go outside. And I'd be like,
I was getting up early.
Yeah.
And I was like, who's this bitch? I'm out at like SmithField Skatepark at 7:30 a.m. because I had to work later and I wouldn't be able to skate if I didn't get up early. And I'm out there skating, literally being like, who am I? Like my mom is like, what? You're outside? I'm like, I'm exercising. Like, what? So yeah, I feel like that, for the most part, that fully encapsulates my experience. Like the good, the bad, you know, and also the most important thing, which was that I really did fully do it for myself. Like I did not care if anyone cared about it, because like, why would they care about it?
Right,
you know, something I try to remind myself and also some of my friends who like might be struggling with feeling self-conscious is like, no one is thinking about you the way that you do.
Right.
You know, like you are self-critiquing. You walk into a room and think about your presence in that room. Everyone else is doing the same thing about themselves. You know, like this is like a thing people say about going to the gym, and it totally applies to the skate park, where like you go to the gym and you're thinking like, oh, like I can't lift and like somebody's gonna look at me and be like, she's so weak. And it's like that person who you think is looking at you is looking at themselves in the mirror being like, all right, like I look good lifting, you know, like they're looking at themselves.
Right.
And like that's the same thing at the skate park. Like those people, they're too busy thinking about their own line, about how they're gonna do something. You know, the only time they might break out of that is if you are like in their way and like endangering them by like jumping in their way by accident, you know. What else? We were okay, so any other thoughts on 365?
Well, this is kind of correlation into 365. I've been seeing on the internet that there's a 1,000 day challenge. I don't know if you know about that, but I saw that and I kind of got a little excited. I was like, even though I did not complete the 365, I was still like, 1,000, interesting.
Is it 1,000 days or
1,000 days? 1,000 days.
Okay, I'm not doing that now.
But I was just like, where did this come from?
I saw, and this was for a different thing. It was 1,000 hours outside, and it was like a nature challenge to like, you know, document in some way. It wasn't literally suggesting you film 1,000 hours, but it was like, challenge yourself to go outside for 1,000 hours. Mm-hmm. And so I could potentially challenge myself to do 1,000 hours of skating.
Yeah.
Where, you know, I would just be like, all right, how much skating did I do today? Write it down.
Yeah.
Next time I skate, write it down, add it up.
Right.
With the intended goal of hitting 1,000 hours in however long. Right. I could do that. Yeah. I don't know if I'm making up a new challenge that like no one's doing, but 1,000 days. New
challenge. It's on.
1,000 hours. I could try that. Yeah. You might not.
Yeah.
And then
hashtag Hag 1,000.
Okay, yes. 1,000 hags. Hag 1,000. Hag 1,000.
Hag 1,000.
Okay. Hashtag Hag 1,000.
Yeah. Are you up for the challenge? Let us know.
Comment below. And then so that wraps up 365. And then I guess what we were going to talk about is just a couple of things so we're going to talk about Cib SouthCoast Mass.
Yes.
So why don't you give us, Paula was just at this event recently, so let's hear a little bit about it.
Okay, great. Yeah. So I was there on Sunday. It was at Uxbridge Skatepark.
Our favorite.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it is definitely a favorite. Because it's like all wood and the alligator skin is amazing, incredible. Which I need to know, like, where do you get that?
It's wood and it's good.
The alligator skin, like
gator skins.
Oh, gator skins.
It's a company, so you can just order
them. So when I start building my ramp and stuff, so that's always like I started a bracelet. I was like, where do I go get it? You can't go to Home Depot and be like, hey, can I get some gator skin? They're gonna be like, what the hell is she talking about? You know?
No, I'm sure you order it.
All right, cool. So it was really cool. The meetup was between 12:30 to 1 p.m. It was really hot, but they had a cooler full of water, so that was really nice. And they were all set up like where me and you usually meet at that little corner, pallet spot, the pallet spot, right by the mini ramp. So when we just started off first, there were some skaters that were skateboarding in the mini ramp. So we first started like at the other side, like where all the boxes are and the pipes, and just worked on that area. And then from there, then we started going into the mini ramp, and then from the mini ramp, some were doing the mini launch.
Sick.
Yeah, so it was really cool. It was lots of fun. Got to make some new friends, and I got to learn some new stuff. I learned to pump in the back more, so that was really cool. And it was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun being there. It was great.
I think, was there Connecticut people there too?
I guess, like just everybody, like, I don't know. I'm still like getting to know everybody. So we're all mostly focused on like learning stuff, and everybody was like doing like their own thing, and like practicing tricks. Like I mostly was hanging out with Brie and Abby because I invited them to
from Worcester.
Abby's from Worcester and Brie is from New Hampshire. Right. So I was like, since I've like recently made friends with them, I didn't know anybody else. I got invited.
Octavia, right?
Well, Octavia showed up later.
Okay.
And
she'd be running late.
Yeah, she'd be running late, but she was awesome. She's actually the one that was helping me to work on the pump for the back. So she was very patient, so sweet and nice, and that was awesome. And then I found out because when I went to Bruce Boutique, there was 3 girls there that were skating. and they were hitting the ramp, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm like, this is awesome, you know. And then they told me, oh, are you gonna go on Sunday to Uxbridge Skatepark? And I'm like, what? I'm like, I guess I am now. I'm like, tell me about it, you know. They're like, yeah, CIB is meeting up, and I was like, okay, cool, I'll be there, you know. 12:30, and I was like, all right. And yeah, it was really great. It was awesome. It was cool.
There's a couple of group me. You joined the group me for Skate Hags, and you all can join too. If their link is in the Instagram bio for Skate Hags at Skate Hags on Instagram. But there's also one for Boston CIB and South Coast CIB. Like, so I can post those links too. And if you're in the Skate Hags group me already, you can ask for the links there, and they get posted every so often. But then you can get updates on some of those events.
Yeah.
Because South Coast Mass, you know, their CIB chapter, I think it's like Fall River area, but like Worcester and where I live here, like we could hit South Coast Mass events.
Okay.
You know, they're kind of in
are we in that geography?
We're not region? Technically.
Or what? Which one would be? Because I noticed that the CIB
I think Worcester has its own CIB.
It does? Okay.
I think so, or it should, or it would, you know, like, but either way, like, CIB South Coast Mass is active. They, like, have events.
Right, yeah.
And they're not too far away from us.
Okay.
Some of the other chapters kind of, like, aren't doing as many events. But you could potentially start a new chapter.
Yeah.
I don't want to, like, step on anyone's toes, and excuse me if you do run a Worcester CIB and I just don't know much about it. I don't live in Worcester, and Paula is new
I haven't
to
really
Worcester, so we're still figuring that out. I'm not trying to suggest, you know, because I don't want there to be a Worcester CIB that's actually quite active, and then
I don't think there is though, because Abby was bringing up, and she was born and raised in Worcester,
so she would know.
Yeah, and she was telling me she's like, there's no CIB here. She's like, going to start one, but then she wanted to start one. She wanted to brace her with some other people, so I'm just letting her, like, you know, figure it all out, and, you know, let me know whenever she's ready. I'll be like, okay, whatever, I'm there. Just tell me the date. I'm there. Tell me where you want to meet up. I'm there. You know.
Totally.
But yeah, it was really awesome. It was lots of fun. I wish you were there.
I know. I was in Quebec City this past weekend with my band playing a show.
Yeah.
So Sunday I was basically not alive.
Yeah.
I was like, je ne comprends pas. Well, okay. The only other thing I was going to touch on before we wrap this episode up is that this Halloween is going to be a Monday, and for those of you who are in the know, you know that a Monday is Hag Night. And so if you haven't been to a Hag Night yet, this is the one to go to. We're gonna have a party. There's gonna be trick-or-treating. We're gonna have the music. You're gonna have the costume contest.
Ooh.
Good times are coming. So don't forget, every Monday, 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. through to the end of November. And then after November, we're going to do some indoor winter events, and you can get on our mailing list. We rent out the Edge Indoor Skate Park.
Can't wait.
We rent out the Saugus Roller World.
Nice.
We do all sorts of fun winter events.
Yes.
But our Monday nights at the SmithField Rink in Allston are our crown piece. That's what we do.
Oh, yeah.
That's the spot. It's super fun. It's very flat. It is a street hockey rink. Super smooth. We have it reserved with a permit. Nobody bothers us. If they do, like, we have, it's all good. We have a great time. Snacks, water, benches, lights, camera action, baby.
Let's go.
Okay?
And music. She's always got that music.
Oh, and Elvira is always in attendance.
Yeah.
So, the dog, of course. All right. That's all I got.
Thanks so much. Thanks for listening.
All right, this is Chris interviewing Elvira.
Elvira, you mentioned before we started recording that you were interested in becoming a professional singer. Is that the case? Okay, would you be willing to sing a little bit then? Sounds great, thanks.
Do that high pitch. Do that high pitch, girl.
All right, yeah, maybe something a little more melodic for our listeners.
Watch your face there, bud.
All right, you bit the microphone.
And your nose.
Thank you.